Good evening, year 11s. This is a final, not before news, for your final product design examination. I just thought at the beginning we'll just go through how the paper is structured so that you're familiar with it when you go into that exam room. Now, the paper is out of 100 marks, and you're expected to attempt every one of those questions fully. And make sure you read the amount of marks allocated for each one of those questions so that you're able to answer and get the full marks for each question. Your paper's got three sections: section A, B, and C. So with orthographic, you always try and get an L shape. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer and straighten that line. I'm going to take that line over as well that way. Okay, so every one of those lines I'm going to very faintly, I'm going to make a transfer. I'm just going to transfer them all the way. There's this line here, I want to do it here too. I'm just going to transfer them so that it's on here. Okay, and then to do the front. Now, front is, if I'm looking at this item from this side, what am I going to see? I am going to see, I'm just going to highlight and make it a bit more darker now. Obviously, I'm going to see the main shape of that product, which is this, of that face. But also, I'll see this line, and I'll see this line. Because just by looking at this, I can tell this would be how the isometric view would be. Can you see it, Mary? That's what that's going to look like. So if I'm looking at it from this side, which is the front, I'll be able to see this line, which is there. I'll be able to see this line here, which is there. I'll see this part, which is there. I'll also see this area, this part, this, which is there, that area is there, and then the bottom, that bottom there, that's what I'll see too, and then this. Okay, so that's what you end up with for that orthographic drawing. So this one here, at least they've given you an isometric drawing of this product. Okay, so when you look at this orthographic here, this is the orthographic. They want you to draw this isometric view, convert it into orthographic. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the lines. So I'm going to transfer that line that way. I'm going to take that way, that way. So every one of these lines here, I'm just going to do it like that. Look, that will go here. This line, if you think about it, it's there. This line here is going to go there, look, and that line is going to go there. So every one of these lines, I'm going to transfer that line there. I'll go along here. Okay, so from here, I'm going to say that's the plan. If I'm looking at this item from the top, what am I going to see? I'm going to see this line, which I'll draw here. I'm going to see this part here, which I'll draw here. But there's a curve here, look, which is what you're missing, and they want you to add. there's this line, that line is there, the front, this bit, which is that. There you go, that's finished. But what I know is when I'm looking at it from the top, there is a hole here too, as you can see it. Okay, I can't see that hole, but I've got to use hidden detail lines to show if I'm looking at it from the top, there is a hole underneath, and this is why we use this hidden detail here. Okay, it shows you there is a hole here. So the next part they want you to show is the front of your piece. So if I look at it from the front, which is this side, this time, I can see this line. Hang on. I can see this line, which is that. I can see the top line, which is that top line. I'll see this. You literally have to go line by line. Excuse me. And I can see that line there. There you go. Join. But also I can see the hole, which is this hole here. So it's already been drawn for me here, that hole. I know when I'm looking at this item or this piece from this side, there is another line going at the back that I can't see. Yeah, there's an edge on the other side that I can't see, hence why it's been shown here with hidden detail lines here. There's also this edge here, this corner here, which I can't see, but it is there. So I've got to use hidden detail lines. As you can see here, they show me that edge, which is there. Okay, so I've got my center line. One other line that I've missed is adding this center line here, which is that one here. Yeah, I need to add that center line here as well. That's what they're looking for, vertical center line. That's what they're looking for. Okay, now that's the front and this is the side. Now I'm going to look at this from the side, which is looking at it from this angle here. Okay, when I look at it from the angle, I can see this line, which is that. I can see this bit of a line, which is there. Bottom, obviously, which is that. Top and the bottom of that edge. Top, bottom and top of that edge, and then there's that, which I'll close it off here. Okay, so that's where we are. What they're asking for me to do is, when I look at it from this angle, as I've already said, I know there is a hole behind here which I can't see, but I know it's there because, you know, we've already seen it earlier on. So I'm just going to show it by hidden detail lines, which is those two hidden detail lines there, and that's what they're looking for there. Okay, and the radius we've already done because it's this edge here which we've already gone through. But also I know there is that edge there which I couldn't see, but I know it is there, and there's this corner as well which I can't see, which is there. So I'm going to draw them. So I've got to draw the first one, and then you've been given the other one on here. I guess this actually, they're looking at it from the other side instead, rather. Okay, so this is 1 point perspective. 1 point perspective is you are given one vanishing point. Okay, it's called VP, or a vanishing point. In this exam question, you've already been given a line and they're asking you to draw this milk curtain here. Okay, with 1 point perspective, all you then do is you're going to draw the front of that milk, okay, or the side of it actually, because it's just going to be that, and that. Okay, from here, every one of these edges you've got to transfer to or take to the vanishing point. Look, every one of those edges, you take them to the vanishing point, just like that. And then from here, once you've done to the vanishing point, you now close off, you copy these sort of lines here. So that one would go there, you close that. This one, you copy it there, you close them. This one here, you copy it there, and then you close them. And that's how then you end up with your milk curtain. Manufacturers will lose money if too much scraps is produced during the cutting. Okay, let's say we are a company that laser cuts products for cars, for example. We use big sheets of acrylic. If we create waste, we are losing money. If I buy a piece of acrylic for £30 for a 600 by 300 acrylic, and I only cut 3 or 4 pieces that are 200 by 400, 200 by 200, I waste a lot, okay, from that piece. So what we do is in engineering and product design is do what is called as tessellation. And when you talk of tessellation, oh, didn't mean to do that. So tessellation, shapes can be can help arrange items to be cut so that when fitted together, as many as possible can be cut out from one sheet. So you arrange your work in such a way that you are not losing, or you're not wasting material. So that's what tessellation is, arranging patterns in a way that you don't waste material when you cut those. So for example, in this one here, what I can do to avoid a lot of waste, I can put another one here straight away, and then another one here again. Oh, I know it's not precise drawing, but that's how you'd arrange them. I know here, I mean, I'm wasting a bit of material here, but the ones at the bottom, what I can do is I can rearrange them differently that way. Because if I was to do them that way, then again I'm losing a lot of material here. So if I arrange them in a different way, I know I've got an opportunity to not waste. But also I can, when I get to the bottom, get these ones arranged in that way. Okay, I know there would be a little bit of waste over this side, but in the long run, obviously if it's drawn to scale, it might be very, very different. Okay, but it's just arranging your components or shapes together so that it doesn't, you reduce the amount of waste. Nesting is a software, will automatically fit irregular shapes as close together as possible. You can see there the example question is about explain how each of the following improves material management. Nesting of shapes, okay, and cutting technique. What it means is if you're cutting are you gonna laser cut rather than use a saw? With the saw, you've got the thickness of a saw blade, which would make, you'd lose some material on there. But laser cutting is precision cutting that, you're not going to waste much from cutting a piece of material with.